Hey guys, welcome to the show. Got a great one lined up for you today. If you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Before we get to the panel and the presentation, I'd like to shout out my patrons. Here we go. Shrinks, Felix Sung, James Mays, rocking out there, man. Bootman, Matt, Eagle Plane and Anchor, Like a Rock, Steve Ohm, Texas Mike. Like I said, most of these guys, they're rocks. They've been with me since the beginning. Fireball X, Erwin Yansens, Nathan Thompson, Unicorn Laser Eyes, Jesse, Degas, Mikkel, Mars, Sampson, YN, Will Brax, Melby Styles, and Zachariah. Thanks, guys. Like I said, like a rock. Appreciate it. If it wasn't for you, it wouldn't be me out here, that's for sure. And second of all, maybe you guys have noticed the numpty clips have made an appearance. That's right. I'm prouder than a game rooster. Tell you that. It's about time, isn't it? So just be watching out there. We got a couple more on Wednesday and Thursday this week. Now, they're going to run on every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday till they run out, which is going to be a while from now. They'll, like I said, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. UK. And they're outrageous, man. I'm going to try to make them one of the crowning jewels of the channel for many reasons. All right? So all you have to do, the description link's in the box. I'm sorry, in the description box, there's a link for the numpty clips. And they go something like that. All right, we're not going to play any of them. Just going to give you a chance to check these out. Like I said, crowning jewel of the channel. And I hope you enjoy them. But there's a mission for these. And hopefully everyone's got that mission. If you haven't, I may put that mission out every now and again to let you know. But you should already know why, hopefully. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Who's out there on that panel?
Not me.
I knew you weren't there.
Neither am I.
Adam! Adam!
Yes, sir.
What's up, QE? Stuffed!
I am stuffed.
You take it like a man. What's going on out there, guys?
Argentinian shrimp pasta I had for tea, QE, so I am well stuffed.
I'm sorry I rumpushed you. What you have with your tea?
Argentinian shrimp pasta.
Argentinian shrimp. I know I'm going to hate myself for asking this. What the heck is Argentinian shrimp?
It's got a really large carbon footprint, and I enjoyed it.
They came all the way walking from Argentina to the UK.
No,
They evolved.
flew them over in a private jet. Well, not private jet, but they were flown over. Yeah.
Did they social distance and have a mouth mask on the plane?
I wouldn't have had them if they did, Betty.
Too funny.
Now, how do they differ? I know because they have the Argentinian, right? There's got to be some type of difference, to, like your average Joe shrimp. Right?
Well,
they speak Argentinians. What is it that they speak over there? Is that Portuguese or is it sort of Spanish?
No, the shrimp, not the people.
Yeah, well, Argentina. Oh, no.
I don't think shrimp speak Spanish.
Well, otherwise we could have Nathan sort of translate.
I'm still not getting it. I'm still not getting the answer. What is the big deal between, what's the difference between Argentinian shrimp and like shrimp boat captain, like from down there in Louisiana?
I can only talk from an Anglo perspective, so I don't know your type of shrimp, but it's a bit more like lobster. Its texture, but it falls apart. So, and it's not like your kind of
I would say
kind of Western, Eastern shrimps, which are all tough and hard. It's really nice and succulent. I'd say like a nicely cooked lobster.
Oh, okay.
Good stuff. Argentinian shrimp, yeah.
Well, do you cook them? Do you cook them any differently to make them that way, or are they just more tender than your average shrimp?
They appear on the plate more tender. But all that credit goes to Marie, my wife. No, I think they are just generally. It's really, really nice, mate. I've only just discovered them, but they're. It's not sourced; it's from supermarket, obviously. You know what I mean? But they're on genuinely really nice, like lobster meat. Really nice.
Like lobster meat.
Shrimp.
I'm not a big seafood guy. I do shrimp. I do the old surf and turf action. Are they jumbo shrimp? Or are they itty bitty tiny shrimp? Or like what's the deal?
Like a giant king prawn sort of size, but
Okay.
instead of hard and curling up, they're much softer flesh. Really nice.
Okay. Yep. So no, you don't prepare them any special way? Do you grill them?
That was done with spaghetti, and then tomato, garlic, chili, kind of freshly made sauce. Yeah, very nice.
You're the connoisseur, man. You know, I thought, you know, the wine connoisseur, but now it's like you're like the one of the most interesting men in the world or something like that, right?
I do have. It's like a vice, mate. You know, my big birthday present was to go to a 2-star Michelin restaurant called Sat Baines. Luckily it's in Nottingham. And one of the nicer things, you know, a nice vice.
Sweet. All right. Well, that's the end of the shrimp. That's it. I didn't hear other than the Argentinian shrimp being more gentle to the palate. Other than that, sounds like just shrimp, man.
Good shrimp. hey, just to end the food chat, it's now fully official in the Meakin household. Yeah, instigated by my youngest Archie, drives Leo mental. But it's fully wingies. Any form of chicken wing now is a wingy.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, really? Where did he get that from?
Yeah, it's from QE. It's more fun because it drives his older brother mad. But yeah.
QE likey wingies. That movie's great, man. I like it. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's hilarious. That scene just stands out to me. Is just, oh goodness gracious. We kind of miss him. All right, so we covered the shrimp. Didn't cover the weather just yet. Let's see what we got. Hold on. I'm not checking the weather. I'm checking something else. What I should have been checking.
I've got some freaky weather for you in the UK, mate. So 4 or 5 days ago, last Thursday, blazing sunshine, 20 degrees. This weekend and today, 1-2 degrees and snow.
Yeah, that's what Betty was saying. She was going off. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. She was calling. She said it started to hail. I said, wait a second. That's not hail. It's sleet. There's a difference between sleet and hail, right? And we got in a big argument because that's what we do. But go ahead, Betty.
That's made me snort.
Speaking against me, huh? The whole time.
Go ahead, present your case.
Well, I was saying that your sleet might be IJssel where I live, right? It's sort of like water that freezes when it touches the ground.
No, that's freezing rain.
Isn't that the same? But sleet is different. I don't know what sleet is. We don't have sleet. We have just light snow or hail.
No.
And we have small hail and big
Yeah.
hail. If it bounces on your head real hard, then it's hail, not snow.
No. Hold on.
Yeah, in South Africa we call it kapok.
Hold on a second. Who's out there in the background talking?
Flatzoid.
Hold on, Flatzoid. Now, we got the types of precipitation. You got rain, you got sleet, you got freezing rain, you got snow, and you got hail. Sleet are little pellets, real tiny pellets. You're not going to feel, you can feel them hit your face. Other than that, you're not feeling them, and they tend to bounce and stuff. They're really unique. I think they're cool. But sleet isn't freezing rain, and sleet is definitely not hail.
Oh, yeah.
See, there we go again.
Yeah, but because we don't have a word for sleet, right? It's just hail here.
I'd put sleet in the. You've got your snow, you've got your rain, you've got your hailstones. I'd put your sleet describe it as like slush puppy from the heavens. It's wet, but it's icy.
I would say more sprinkles.
Well, you can have sprinkles with that, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, sprinkles of heaven.
You people are twisted. You're just making stuff up.
Well, you do too.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
Mm.
According to a load of people, everything that you put in these presentations is just a made up.
What?
Well, you know the comments, right?
There goes that darn phone again. I knew it. I anticipate it now. I take that phone and I bury it in my dresser in one of the drawers. That thing is going out of its mind over there right now. Yeah, you see, I got you. I got you. You're put away. Now shut up.
Why can't you just turn the sound off?
It still aggravates me.
Oh, hell. Unbelievable.
That's right. So where
Can't even master his own phone.
Where are we at today? What are we doing?
Well, this is Tuesday. You have the live show, and you're with a panel here, and you're doing a presentation. Last time I checked, but yeah.
What's it about?
Heck if I know.
QE.
Busted!
It's section E. That's as far as I can get.
E. You've seen the title. You've seen the little E on there. That's all you got.
Yeah. That's what I have to go with.
Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, I just wasn't sure what was going off there. I didn't know you were testing Betty or you got a touch of the Joe Bidens.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
I wondered whether you didn't know what we were doing tonight, or whether you were testing Betty.
Well, it seems to be something that is going around because here in Holland we have a prime minister that doesn't remember things right anymore. So it's not lying. He just doesn't have an active recollection of something, he says. Isn't that interesting?
That sounds like Ollie North.
And then you got a president that doesn't remember when he got up.
I'm dating myself with that Ollie North stuff. What was his little saying that he'd always do? I remember walking by the TV seeing him on there.
You're talking to a European crowd here, so you might just sort of try to elaborate on
Yeah, but that was some big news. That's the Iran-Contra stuff back in the day. Oliver North, he was Lieutenant Colonel, Marine Corps Lieutenant Colonel, I think.
Yes, I dated him once. Out loud. Jeez. Now I know. Huh?
Now it's all cleared up for you.
That bastard.
I love that facetiousness. I love it. Give more, please, more. All right, yeah. I'm dating myself with that.
I must say that sort of freaked me out when I said it.
You don't know what you're capable of, do you?
Apparently not. It was way ahead of me.
Now, back to the point, he used to have a saying. It was something that I don't recollect that. Does anyone got it out there in chat? What did he say? I'm going to have to go look it up now since...
I think that he said, I like Betty, but yeah.
No, he didn't say that. He didn't even know you. Oliver North. Oh, he's a gray beard now.
Uh-oh.
What did he say?
What's the point?
It's the point. It's, well, there isn't one, but...
There you go. Or did you forget? Because that's the whole topic of this time.
I didn't forget. He said something to the effect that he doesn't recollect. It was some saying like that, and of course, I can't find it. I don't recall. That's what it was. That's how he phrased it. Yep.
Is he the only one that can say that and get away with it?
Yeah, I don't recall that. Yeah, it was classic. I loved it.
So, how about I actively don't recall that?
Yeah, that's willful ignorance.
Exactly.
And lying.
Yeah. So they picture him now with a big sloppy nose on his face.
Yeah, sure.
He's now Pinocchio.
All right, let's see if anyone was trying to help me out there, try to figure out what Ollie North was saying. They're just leaving me flopping. No one helped.
Well, we like you flopping.
Yeah, they do. They always like to see somebody down, right? Kick them when they're down, right? Is that basic human nature?
It's human, like we all want to see people fall from time to time. That makes us human.
Now, I think there's a little different twist to that. It's because those people are so insecure and lack so much confidence that they need people to fall to put them up above it.
I don't think so.
Huh. What do you think, Adam?
I remember Ollie North.
You're old.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But that isn't necessarily a good thing.
Yeah.
He was he not? Yeah, he was the, I don't remember, guy. The most obvious. Did you drop that bomb? No, I don't remember. Did you give him them guns? I can't remember. We've got the same here now. In terms of the Scottish Parliament, Holyrood, their First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, appears to have done some very dodgy things, trying to do away with her predecessor, and she has the same thing. It seems to be the common way that when found out, suddenly you get Alzheimer's.
Yeah, exactly. It's happening all over the place. It seems that the truth will come up, but they still want to cover it up with bad memory.
What's the truth?
Oh my God, are you a pilot?
I'm not a pilot, no.
No, pilot. Pontius Pilate.
Oh, no, of course not.
Next thing, you are washing your hands in innocence.
Well, you really ran with this one. My word.
What is truth? Well, they nailed it to the cross, right? But it came right back into life.
Yes, he did.
So, and that's what's happening with truth. It will always come back to haunt you.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. I love truth. It's so attractive, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's painful sometimes too.
It's painful, but I have to say I love it.
Me too, because if you stay true to truth, it won't be painful, basically.
As opposed to lies. That's something I detest and have raging contempt against.
Yeah, deceit.
Oh, that really rubs me the wrong way. Let's get to the presentation then.
Someone says Pontius Pilate in the in the chat. I think that he was an early pilot, indeed. How do you say that name in English then? Maybe I do it wrong.
What? Pontius Pilate.
Yeah. Was I wrong?
No.
Explaining that name?
No.
All right. Well, because the E is kind of silent, isn't it? It's like a moot E.
It's a moot E. You're in rare form today, boy.
Moody.
It's a moot E. That had combinations of metaphors. That's a higher level.
Yeah, always strive to level yourself up.
Yeah. But remember, level's not flat or horizontal. It's just whatever we want to make it. I can't believe this. I'm hearing grown adults. It's coming out of their incoherent blowholes that level is curved. I can't get that. I mean, regardless of the argument, just put the argument to the side. Flat or sphere. Think about that for a second, everyone. If you get a grown adult that says level is curved, well, what's your first thought? That's rhetorical. Just float that one with yourselves.
Yeah.
So stupid. Go ahead, Flatswood.
The definition states out flat, straight, no curves.
Yep. Let me turn you up, man. There you go. Try that again, Flatsoid. Say that again.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, even in the definition, it states out flat, horizontal, straight, no curves. I will still go and say curves.
Yes, sir. That's the definition of it. I guess there's other definitions. You have to get the geodesic, the fantasy geodesy textbooks where they just make stuff up. Let's just turn everything on its head. We'll just make it the opposite of what it is. Listen, words have semantic ranges, right? But the semantic ranges of words never mean the opposite of it. Okay? Just want to let you know out there if you were confused. My word. Oh, my word. That's a pun. But you didn't get it, you guys. I've lost you.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so we ready? We're going to deal with this.
We have no active recollection of that.
That's Ollie North. That's Ollie North. I think he did say that too. It wasn't the full one. I don't recall, but he did say, like you did, it was more refined like yours. I heard that too. Yeah, that's a joke. I don't want to be pounding up.
What's the topic today then, huh?
It's, guess what?
The scientific method?
It's natural science and the scientific method, part E, like you said. Right? We might as well get into this, man. Right? This is the last in the science education presentations. And we'll roll through this, I'm thinking relatively quickly.
Do we get an exam?
No, there's no exam. Don't worry about it. Let's start, man.
All right.
Mic discipline, please.
Yeah, sure.
So let's start off with the three kissing sisters here. Natural experiments, observational studies, and field studies. Now, you'll hear this here and there. This isn't really one of the mainline globe-tard back up against the wall type of bagacks, right? But you'll hear it every now and again. So this is just for the future. I put this together a long time ago because I anticipated it going in this direction. Like I said, you'll only hear it, here and there by, full-on pretender clowns. right? Because they think they can get away with it, right? Because the unsuspecting people out there, boy, that sounds sciencey. Natural experiments, boy, that must be science. No. Observational studies, boy, nope. Field studies, nope. You'll see why right now. Natural experiments, we'll just go with their alma mater wiki. What is this, monkey? Natural experiments are a different type of quasi-experiment design. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. You see that quasi there? That's a problem. We'll get to that. Quasi-experiment design used by researchers. It differs from person by treatment in a way that there is not a variable that is being manipulated by the experimenter. Well, in the definition, I already just told you that, number one, it's quasi. Number two, there are no independent variables in natural experiments. Simple. Quasi. What's that mean? Well, from Oxford dictionaries, seemingly, apparently, but not really. Synonym of quasi is pseudo. Uh-oh. Not real or genuine. Sham, spurious. Right? That just puts it all into focus. Let's try to define it a little bit more. So this is from Craig P. Using natural experiments to evaluate population health interventions, New Medical Research Council guidance, Journal of Epidemiology, Community Health. Right? So this is certifiable. Peer-reviewed. The term natural experiment lacks an exact definition. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. All terms in science have precise meanings. Remember I said that a number of times? Not this one. This one is sort of wishy-washy. It's whatever you think it is, right? It lacks an exact definition, my word. And many variants are found. See, it's already has variants. It's already have offspring, right? I'm sure equivocating offspring everywhere. The common thread in most is that exposure to the event or intervention of interest has not been manipulated by the researcher. Huh, really? Then it's not an experiment. By definition. This is my little addition because it's in brackets. Remember, in brackets, I can put them in there if I like. Right? For clarity. So inside the brackets, it says, i.e., that is, read no viable independent variables. That equals no experiment. Let's get a little bit more. Outside a randomized controlled trial, RCT, it is rare for a variation in exposure to an intervention to be random, so special care is needed in the design, reporting, and interpretation of evidence. Interpretation? What is this, religion? From natural experimental studies. The causal inferences, what? Must be drawn with care. So you draw them? Is that like with crayons? Do they start munching them? Natural experiment studies are more susceptible to bias and confounding. Oh, really? Shocking. Natural experiment studies are often recommended as a way of understanding the impact of population-level policies, on health outcomes. This has epidemiology written all over it, or health inequalities. Let's see what it's used for. There are important areas of public health policy, such as suicide prevention, air pollution control, public smoking bans, and alcohol taxation, where natural experimental studies have already contributed a convincing body of evidence. I'm enthralled, right? Does alcohol taxation, suicide prevention, air pollution, and pollution control, does that sound like science? Huh? Does that sound like natural science to you? It has natural in its name. Natural experiment. Does that sound natural? Sounds like we're in a paradox, doesn't it? So, as I said, does these sound like physics, chemistry, biochemistry, or biology, the natural sciences? Of course they don't. That's not what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with a sham. The next one on the chopping block, observational studies. Observational studies are not scientific experiments, right? From Hinkleman, Kloss, and Kipthorne. Design and Analysis of Experiments, Volume 1, Introduction to Experimental Design. Wiley, right? Here we go. Observational studies are not experiments. They just come out and tell you. We could stop right there, right? Put our feet up and light up the stogie. It's over right there. By definition, observational studies lack the manipulation required for Baconian experiments. There you go. It's the same thing as natural experiments. Same thing. They lack viable independent variables. Don't have to go any further. That's it for observational studies. And then the third kissing sister. Field studies are not scientific experiments. From their alma mater wiki, here we go again. However, like natural experiments, field experiments suffer from the possibility of contamination. Experimental conditions can be controlled with more precision and certainty in a lab, yet some phenomena, okay, it's going to show you what an example of what field studies are. Yet some phenomena, e.g., for example, voter turnout in an election, what? Cannot be easily studied in a laboratory. So voter turnout in an election is one of the subject areas of field studies. Really? So voter turnout is like related to physics somehow? Chemistry, genetics, biochemistry, you think? Morons. By the way, if you thought this, you'd fail 5th grade general science. Thanks. Regards. Clowns. One of my favorite subjects. I'm sure everyone's too. Right? Especially from actual scientists, I get the most blowback from this. And usually I'll lead out with it because if they say, oh, they have a science degree and stuff, I'll usually lead out with it to get them compromised there and quickly. So I don't waste my time. I got stuff to do, like cleaning a bathroom. So natural law versus scientific theory, they're different. So what's the difference? Well, scientific theories explain the how and why. That's the mechanism in the process. And identifies the cause. For example, germ theory. Scientific theories are the result of validated, confirmed scientific hypotheses that have been rigorously tested. That is a scientific theory. Experiment, experiment, experiment. It goes through the scientific method every step of the way. As opposed to natural laws. They describe the what's and the is's. The cause is not applicable. They are based solely on observations. They're often expressed mathematically. For example, the second law of thermodynamics. With natural laws, the cause and the how and why mechanism are both nonsensical and an invalid inquiry. It's just an is and an are. Like, why does heat flow from hot to cold always? Well, we don't know. And we'll never know. All we know, every single time, it just does and is. Ergo, natural law. That's why they're called the laws of thermodynamics and not the theories of thermodynamics. Make sense? Hopefully that catches people. They say, oh, now I get it. Right? This is very important. For comprehension. Right? It's a good example. Natural laws never become scientific theories, or vice versa. Each are domain specific inherently. What should be your next objection, challenge, or inquiry? You know what? I put a blocker over this before so you couldn't see this question. So I guess you already know what the question is. So, what makes the laws of physics scientific? That should be the question, right? So natural laws, they go by the laws of physics, which is a misnomer. We'll get to that. Are not scientific. They're merely descriptions, often expressed mathematically, like I said, of plain old observations of nature. The scientific method, on the other hand, is employed to elucidate and explain cause and effect, the hows and whys, not describe the what's and the is's. It's not that they're any lower or somehow compromised. They're just not in the same category. Natural laws are in their category, and scientific theories are in their category. Okay? One's not better than the other, just two different things. Natural laws only breach the first step of the scientific method, observe a phenomena. That's where it stops. You can't formulate a scientific hypothesis, step 3, because a viable cause, independent variable, doesn't exist. It's forever illusory. It doesn't make natural laws have any less veracity than scientific theories. Let's get an expert tell us about these laws of physics. So this is Max Tegmark. He's a professor of physics at MIT. We humans have gradually discovered many additional recurring shapes and patterns in nature, involving not only motion and gravity, but also areas as disparate as electricity, magnetism, light, heat, chemistry, radioactivity, and subatomic particles. These patterns are summarized by what we call our laws of physics. From Max Tegmark again, when we look at reality through the equations of physics, we find that they describe, remember we talked about descriptions, patterns and regularities. I have a big problem with this, and so should everyone else. You look at reality through equations? Really? Well, isn't reality physical? Physics? What's mathematics? It's the opposite of physical. It's abstract. So there's a paradox here. But I digress. Therefore, the laws of physics are mathematical, i.e. descriptions, because that's all math can do at its very best, describe, of mere observations of the laws of nature. That's what they are. Let me say it again. The laws of physics, which are not actually laws of physics, are mathematical, i.e. descriptions of mere observations of the laws of nature. That's it. That's all we got. But wait a second. My son is a video game master champion. He can readily recognize and describe the recurring patterns and regularities present in the game, all the while being absolutely clueless about the underlying architecture, that's the software of the game. But he intuitively knows that the patterns and regularities in the game are not the cause of the game. Duh. And is my 14, 15-year-old son now a scientist? This presentation's dated a little bit. I haven't changed it. I'm going to leave it there. Is he a scientist? Huh? Because he can identify the patterns and regularities like Max Tegmark said, right? These patterns, recurring shapes and patterns, although he said in nature, right? Still, it's recurring shapes and patterns. Right? Is my son a scientist? Hardly. Number 2, how can the laws of physics, descriptions of patterns and regularities in nature via equations, have anything whatsoever to do with the scientific method, science, when the scientific method is solely based on hypothesis testing, which is only employed to explain cause and effect relationships, the hows and the whys? Por favor. See how it doesn't make any sense? Here's the most important point. And I bring this very easy subject up because people don't understand when I say people, I mean ball-tard spinning space monkeys. They don't understand the difference between a description and an explanation. It's very easy. Describing focuses solely on the what's and the is's, and explanations focus solely on the hows and the whys. It's just that simple, right? Once you figure that out, then everything just falls in line, right? You have to be strong in the foundations, the basis, before you can go on. Because if you're anchor into fairy tales, everything downstream from that anchor is going to be in error or fallacious. So get a hold of what descriptions and explanations are, start off at the ground level, and then move from there. See, there's kind of a big difference between describing something and explaining cause and effect, like actual hypothesis testing and experiments, right? Big difference between those two. Watching heat flow from hot to cold or gases flow from high pressure to low pressure isn't an experiment. It's merely observing a phenomenon. Have the laws of motion ever caused a single billiard ball to move across the table? It doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, my statement is non sequitur. This story begins and ends at the first step of the scientific method. Is that science? Nope. But we can predict. It's another predict savior, right? Really? So after observing heat flow from hot to cold a few billion times, that's the second law of thermodynamics, without fail, you scientifically predict, genuflect, that if I set my scalding hot cup of coffee on the table for 20 minutes, it's gonna get cooler? Wow, a seer. Thanks, Captain Obvious. You must be a scientist. A complete moron at the beginning of time. Excuse me. A complete moron at the beginning of time could reach the same conclusion at a comma. Right? Basket weaving is more scientific than scientific laws, which is a misnomer to begin with. They just throw the term scientific in front of the word law by mere fiat without any warrant whatsoever. What we got on our hands? We got a turkey squirrel scenario on our hands. Right? I just did it by fiat. It's a turkey squirrel. Lunatics. Then what do they do? Well, since heat flows from hot to cold always, describe it using equations, then pronounce from the rooftops, this is a scientific law. Science. Genuflect. This is just second grade slick. Why? Because it greases the skids for their propaganda efforts with Joe Coffey and Sally Psycho, the masses of the scientific illiterate public, to now put the term scientific in front of just about anything for veracity and validation. That's what it allows them to do. So evolution, these get free passes, right? Evolution, big bangs, multiverses, black holes, gravity, gravy waves, dark matter, spinning balls, and ether. See the game? Hopefully. In conclusion, file 13 the term scientific with law as a belly laugher. It's incoherent. It doesn't fit. You're in a category error. What they are simply natural laws. That's it. Right? Not that they're not true, right? They're natural laws. They're descriptions. Taking everything we've discussed above concerning science and through the past presentations, the scientific method, which is science, and the empirical nature of it, then why are people arguing ad nauseum, never ending, that is, over whether the Earth is a sphere or a flat plane without quick resolution? That should be your first clue, even though you're not a scientist or don't have any science background, right? Your first clue, if you stumble into the genre, is why is there even an argument? Right? Shouldn't this be self-evident? Shouldn't this be, yep, that's it, let's move on. Let me worry about my shoelaces, right? Wow, that should tell you right there. That should raise a weathered eye. Do people argue incessantly whether lack of vitamin C causes scurvy? Or the lack of insulin with type 1 diabetes causes diabetic ketoacidosis? Do people sit around in forums arguing about this? No. It's non sequitur. They don't have to. It's already validated by experiment. We're moving on to the shoelace issue. Right? They don't, because they're both empirically validated by experiment. There's no argument. There's no debate with this. It's not a subject for debate. See the problem? So is the Earth a sphere or a flat plane? Is this a cause and effect question, or is it a concrete noun question? Or a what is question? Obviously, it's a what is question. You're not asking how or why. You're saying is. See, that word right there. Is. That's the dead giveaway. Key point, concrete nouns or what's or is's questions are outside the purview of the scientific method. It's just as simple as that. I already given the two-step algo. Only why and how questions based on observations of nature can be adjudicated or reconciled. By what? The scientific method. From Lowell C., Becoming a Successful Scientist, Cambridge University Press. A scientific hypothesis, which is the whole point. Remember, Sean Carroll told us, hypotheses are the whole point of science. So, what is it? Scientific hypothesis is based on cause and effect reasoning. Right? A scientific hypothesis does not merely state X and Y may be related, but explains. You see this word right here? Explains why they are related. That's very important. That explanation right there. Did you see description anywhere in here? Nope. You ain't going to. Right? Well, you have no viable X, so you have no Y with his questions. So for concrete nouns, for example, is it a sphere or a ball or a flat plane? Your only recourse is to attempt to explain the cause of either of those. The why or the how, right? That's not the question. So basically, each and every single train wreck proof of a sphere or flat, for that matter, everyone bumbles, stumbles, and fumbles with is non sequitur fallacy on nuclear steroids because you have no viable independent variable. I mean, that's the least of your issues. And you have no, this is the main one. I should have put this as number one. You have no coherent question. All are inane bollocks and boil down to why is a bread box rectangular, true or false? Then why did the ball-tards come out here and say, well, for you to believe that the earth is flat, then you have to deny all of science or physics? What? You want to come again? My word. Every single claim from ball-tard spinning space monkey religioners is an affirming the consequent form of logical fallacy. Every single one. Every single one. They may get stopped halfway between or stop right at the first part, but if you follow it through, they're all affirming the consequent. If P, then Q, Q, therefore P. We'll go with evolution first. There's another couple examples, one from the evolution fairy tale. If evolution is true, P, then insert any Darwinian grab bag post hoc observation, fossils, homology, similarity, genetic variation, and others. Thousands of others. That's Q. We observe the post hoc observation, Q. Therefore, evolution is true. Therefore, P. That's how it goes, right? Or, in our genre, if the spherical Earth, this is just one example. If the spherical Earth with a radius of la is true, P, we will observe differing elevation angles to Polaris, Q. We observe differing elevation angles to Polaris, Q. Therefore, the spherical Earth is true. Right? Duh. What? That's a fallacy. It's fallacious. How many people got fooled by this? How many? In the hundreds of millions, right? People don't know how to recognize fallacies. What sounds good to me? Really? The logical fallacy is that P doesn't necessarily follow from Q. For example, if I had just eaten a whole pizza, P, I would feel very full, Q. I feel very full, Q. Therefore, I've just eaten a whole pizza. Therefore, P. Does that make sense to you? Couldn't I have eaten a 20-ounce ribeye with fries or the old 96er? Prove the spherical Earth first, crayon munchers. What we get here, and what we got here in Shangri-La is screaming testimony documented over and over and over again of what happens as a result of what I call the game. We have the pseudoscience religions, astronomy, astrophysics, and cosmology, paleontology, geology, anthropology, archaeology, evolutionary biology. Yeah, whatever that is, and I'm still laughing. Along with theoretical physics. Crocheting is more scientific than all these clowns combined. Why? Well, neither of the masqueraders can follow the scientific method. game, set, match. That's science. Duh. See, this is it. Catch a hold of this. Because the pseudoscience priests from the religions above know that Joe Coffey and Sally Psycho masses, that's the ball tart spinning space monkeys, wouldn't know what actual science or basic reasoning was if it landed on their heads, spun around, and whistled Dixie. And the pseudoscience priests that are feeding them this information know that. They bank on that. They can pretty much pontificate anything under the term science via clumsy equivocation fallacy and second-grade linguistic word game gymnastics. That's all it is. This is equivocation fallacy. Just say science while you're equivocating. And then have their brain-dead religious hordes from the congregations mindlessly begak any and all manner of blatant pseudoscience religious propaganda, read fairy tales, that they hear directly from them or the metric tons of sermons posted on their church's website, Wiki, Google, or any number of the thousands of affiliate websites. They don't have to do too much after that. They know their boys are going to pick up the ball and run with it. However, when the pseudoscience priest or anyone from their congregation is directly challenged by anyone with a fifth-grade general science acumen or better, and or can fog a mirror, then they call the challenger names, pick and appeal to ridicule fallacy, akin to the tactics employed on a second-grade playground, carpet bomb a barrage of logical fallacies, contradict themselves with every other breath, and muster their hordes and appeal to the consensus, which is another fallacy, of their pseudoscience congregationers and priests. Rinse, repeat, right? We deal with this on a daily basis. All this is simply pseudoscience religion. And then for a cherry on top, parroted incessantly by fanatical indoctrinated wankers, read spinning ball space monkeys, that couldn't tell the difference between a Bunsen burner and a beach ball. Then, this is the cherry on top. Then what they do is they flip the script. Then they rail against religion with a voracious anger, all the while being neck deep in one. You clowns! Scientifically falsified, by the way, neck-deep religion. Mind-numbing bullshittery. Thanks, Globe-Tard Goobers, for perfectly illustrating every single day. The end. Questions, comments?
Yeah, I'll break the silence, John. Where do I start on Paul? Because it summarises the misnomer. I think one bit I was thinking about there, where you were talking about laws and science, and then discussing the nature of the earth. That is the function, isn't it, of astronomy, is to have a pseudoscience why it's a ball. All this kind of nonsense is just in the fantasy, and it presents itself, and we identify it as pseudoscience. It presents as science to give that fake validity that the reason it's a ball is fundamentally gravity. Yeah, they try to add this to it, and that's part of the mugging off that we've had to undo. The first thing is to see those disciplines for what they are. And I said those aforementioned ones aren't science. But that, as you said, that appeared to be that actually that's their purpose, isn't it? It's to give a why it's a ball.
Yeah, they just back engineer everything to make it look masquerade as science. That's why I like when they say observation is not experiment. Because every day you hear they think observation is experiment. Very straightforward.
I thought you guys were going to go for a little bit longer when I got a banana.
Another banana.
I want a retort on that because it was only a postulation as I was listening to you. You know what I mean? But actually, as you're saying those things, those things, because what are they? And no, they're not science. So their construct, their purpose is to give a why, isn't it, to that thing that actually doesn't even fit into science. It's not manipulable. They're pretending it's manipulable by reinterpreting the lights in the sky.
And that's what keeps...
Yeah. But fundamentally, that goes back to what that then is, which is an observational study. And a pretend observational, because they're not observing it, they're pretending that this will look like this in a million years, and then in another million years it'll look like that bit over there. Even worse than observation, it's interpretational observation. You know what I mean? They never witness anything, do they?
Yeah, and that's why everything keeps changing as time goes on. Because if it was science, they wouldn't need to change it.
Exactly. You got it.
Yeah, all they're doing is just taking what they see and try and back engineer it into their story. And if they find loopholes in it, because they didn't science it in the first place, then they have to make up a new story why. And that's why everything supersedes the previous.
Science doesn't get superseded. It may add to our understanding, but that original piece of that statement, that hypothesis we accept, is accepted because it's factually correct. We've proven it. I mean, that can't change. That is the difference in their fake discipline. They're pretending. Now that's harsh. It's still a discipline, but it's portrayal that it's science. It's fake portrayal of science in what it's stating.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, Adam. Hey, Flat Earther, I've taken you off mute. Watch your mic. There you go.
Thanks.
We'll get to you in a couple minutes when we wrap up.
I got one last bit before we go to the panel, John, and I want your input on then. Really, because you mentioned it, and it's one of the things that ballers will use with regards to their models to validate it, that if it then predicts and matches with reality, then that adds some. That is science. That's certain. Heard that a number of times. But my model put the numbers in and it matches reality. Therefore, it's scientific, and that's something you'll often hear in the forums to me that a baller will believe that or just expound it. You know what I mean? It I really believe. I mean, but that'll be a point put to us. And I wonder if you could just summarize a nice slap down as to what that actually.
Well, I could just take it away real quick. Once they say model, it's all over for them, because the next question I'm going to ask them is, I can go one of two ways. Number one, I can ask them to define it, which at the end of that is a nail spike 44-inch Louisville Slugger, or ask, and there is another Louisville Slugger waiting, but this one's on fire, to ask them to show it. That ends right there. I don't have to do too much else, because what they're doing is they're taking effects, right? And they're marrying them up to their philosophical worldview. That's all they're doing. That's the game. That's it. No science in this.
Yeah, that's why when they come with this so-called scientific model and they're just reified, it's all they're really doing. They're just trying to make the model and say, look, because model, equation, therefore science. It's all just mumbo jumbo screwed up.
Was that a good answer, Adam?
Yeah.
Did you want me to go on?
The only sorry.
No, I was asking, were you expecting something different?
No. The only rebuttal I give is kind of putting ball ahead on and say, yeah, but it's correct.
What's correct?
For me, Well, whatever data I input, and then I ask it to give me the output in reality, with regards to specificities of the model.
Oh, the specificity.
There's no one huge model that works, because that's
that's the word I was thinking when you started speaking. I said, okay, I hope he gets specific with me. So get specific. Let's do an example. No pressure.
I'm trying to back the ball model up. How about the rate of drop appears to be 9.8? Yeah, so I can put that in and use that to predict that if I was to drop a 50-kilogram weight on your head, the force it would impact on your head. I could use that model to get me to accurately calculate what weight I'd need to crush your skull. Yeah. So, and it works in reality. So therefore, that maths means it's correct.
Oh, so you're just describing an effect? Well, that's all well and good. I don't have a problem with it. What does that mean? Therefore, the Earth's a sphere?
Well, no, I think with regards to the possibility that, with regards to Newtonian, let's take that. Let's take that basic Newtonian force impact mechanics. Yeah, that model works. It works lovely.
No, it doesn't.
We know why it works. It's back worked.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah? So
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
But you've put me off there. I've lost my train of thought.
See, that's where people start to. No, Adam, it's hard for you because you know all this stuff, right? It's hard for you to be disingenuous, right?
Can I shout out this super chat?
Sure.
Okay, thanks. It's from Tony Whitcomb, and he says, "Damn you, QE! You gotta stop telling the truth, as it is a revolutionary act these days now."
Yeah, you're right, Tony, and thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that. You're right. Isn't that? I don't want to. It's a crying shame. It's feebly pathetic. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed what goes for truth today. We're going to get back to you, Adam. I didn't forget what you said. I'm just to go on Tony's point. It's a crying shame. Most people that can think, they got a baseline level of intelligence, man. They can evaluate, whether something's a bread box or a 9-iron, right? But whenever you present them with such simple topics, I'm not talking about quantum mechanics or anything like that, nothing crazy. Just simple level is not curved. They get it. They know it inherently, right? But I don't know whether it's laziness. Laziness has something to do with it. But I think it goes much deeper. I'm not here to diagnose people that's outside my scope. But there's big problems. But thanks a lot for the super chat.
You hit on it in the presentation, QA, and that's the reality. And it's a reality that took me time to dawn that all of this is a religion. All of this way of believing. First of all, we've been mugged off into accepting pseudoscience as science. And that's the sign of a cult that washes you so deep that to step out, we get the ridicule. Yeah, that's the reality of why. Because there aren't that many disingenuous people. So the reason they're prepared to stand behind this clearly, logically objectionable, not scientific stuff, all the contradictions we see is what? The only reason you see that dedication to something is religious. Because religion, faith and belief in something can sometimes overrule. So it does Christianity, yeah? But it's permissible, particularly to overrule logic, because you step outside of the religion. And those are much more rigid than even plain logic of your eyes in front of you. I wouldn't put it as that bad a thing. Do you know what I mean? It is, as I say, from it, you hit on it. People are religious in this. It's not a scientific appraisal. You think you're being scientific in your appraisal. Actually, and I speak personally, when I look back over time, no. My previous supposed scientific foundations, a lot of them weren't science, they were religious.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, but it was like a Trojan horse, you could say. Think about it. They brought everybody up to believe the pseudoscience is science, and everybody questions the actual validity of their pseudoscience as actual, and you showing what actual science is, then you're seen as the outcast. So a lot of the people aren't regularly going to step out of their pseudoscience career, you could say, because then they will be seen as the outcasts of their field. So I would say it's more peer pressure that's keeping them there.
Cool. Anything else? Anything on the presentation itself? Anything on the game? The game that the pseudoscience priests play? Anything on that? I realize by now, as someone's that's listened to me like more than 2 or 3 times, you guys get the difference between natural law and scientific theories. I don't think there's any problems with that. So anything on the presentation? Anything left there? Any more meat on the bone?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it because I had a call.
Oh, you didn't hear the presentation because you were on a call? Who was it? Was it the Queen?
Yes. How would you say that? And why?
Who?
What the hell? I only have clean calls.
I said not clean. Queen.
Oh. The what?
Queen. Queen. Q-U-E. And
The Queen. Well, am I not in a live show with the Queen of Flat Earth?
Hey, check yourself.
I know. I remember that someone called you that.
All right.
Well, I must have remembered that wrong.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the question that you just sent me. Globebusters Bob, is he still in the chat?
Yeah, he's in the chat.
Bob, you asked, so let me go ahead and read this out. Serious question. Since we have realized that we live in a constructed world, yep, whether it be by God or just an advanced form of ET, no, it's the creator. You're just kicking the can down the road with ET, but I digress. That realization comes with an understanding, and your post goes on, that this world and everything in it is engineered. So the question is, what exactly constitutes a natural phenomenon? What is natural versus engineered? How do we differentiate between two? It's a good question. So I had a presentation on this. Even in the science presentation, I don't know whether it was A, B, C, D, or E. I can't remember. I could probably go back to it. We can go over it, but I don't think we need to. There are 3 categories. 1, nature. 2, synthetic. 3, supernatural. Those are the categories. So anything that natural and synthetic, man-made versus God-made, it's very easy to distinction between the 3. Those are the 3 categories that I put up. Let me see if I can snatch it up. That's not a bad idea. And like I said, I have no idea where that was. That one of the first presentations that we did, or the second one, guys? Anyone know?
No, that was. Oh, we've covered it a couple of times, haven't we? I think the first point, and then we've discussed it in relation to other stuff later. So,
okay, it's not that one. I think it's the second one. It might be the first one.
I think it's number 2. Yeah.
Is it number 2?
Number 2.
All right,
yeah,
hold on.
I think so. But you did repeat it a few times afterwards.
It has its own presentation too. There is a presentation out there on the channel that goes over this specifically and only. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can snag it. Not the presentation, but the actual presentation we went over. Go ahead, smoke them if you got them.
You got some cigarettes?
Nope.
Some goal was, yeah.
Nope. It's not number 2, guys.
I just remember not long ago.
Hold on a second, Adam. Betty's rumpusing you.
Oh, no, she started first, I'm sure.
See how polite Adam is.
He is. It makes me want to puke.
Yeah, I know. Because you don't know how to do that.
It's only because she scares me more than you, John.
Let me see if I can get this. I think I'm right in the lane here. Okay, 1 sec. Go ahead, Betty. You were saying?
Isn't it then the presentation where you have the natural or guided? Isn't that sort of a?
I got it. Don't worry about it. No, it's a single presentation. I forgot what I titled it. It has remember it has that big statue on it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What was the
of the thinker, right? Of the other one. What's the thinker?
It was the big it wasn't the thinker, it was the big statue and the desert and the volcano.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Okay, hold on a second. I think I got this part. We don't have to go over the whole thing. Yeah, I got it.
It's the statue with the wings, right?
Yes.
Oh.
I think the bit that would be probably relevant to Bob's question, I'm understanding it, that the direction of his questioning would be with regards to what he discussed in relation to synthetic science. That would seem, I think what he's asking, is synthetic science valid? Can we apply it to natural? No, not unless we can link it. But does it have a validity? I think is yes. So
I don't think his question was whether it was valid or not. If I'm not mistaken, how can we tell the difference between, he had a dichotomy, that's a false dichotomy. Here is the true trichotomy. I got it up on the screen if you guys have. I know there's a bit of a delay. I put it up on the screen. I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but I think this is the gist of it. So it's natural versus synthetic versus supernatural. So what is natural? That's all the animals, plants, and other things existing in nature and not made or caused by people. Synthetic, on the other hand, is anything man-made. And then number 3, supernatural. Above nature and natural. It's immaterial, without matter and energy. And these are some examples of those. Right? So all of this over here is the physical and natural. Trees, water, light, frogs, and sulfur versus man-made. Cheerios, barbecue grills. Excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. Cheerios, barbecue grills, shoes, headphones, and Indy cars. So very easy to tell the difference between these two. And then the supernatural. Say again?
Shoes, too.
Shoes! Yeah. Yeah. And supernatural information, time, and thoughts, right? So these exist, most definitely, right? Now, there is some crossover here. There's no doubt about it. With it's not man-made, but it's man-associated. How about that? There is some little bit of crossover because we experience these, right? Thoughts, time, I don't know, experience is the right word for that one, and information, right? We are able to construct or create information, right? But that's supernatural. That has the supernatural aspect to it. So like I said, there's a little crossover here. We'd have to get down into the specific type. Each specific case would have to be dealt with individually, is what I'm saying. Does that help?
I would say so.
Did I delineate them correctly, or is there another issue?
Well, let's try and be specific. I think where would you put the ether?
Say again?
He said specific,
the ether?
right?
Oh God, Betty's rumpusing you again. I'm sure she started.
Terrible.
Well, I'm sure ending it.
Yes, you are. You sure ended it right there. Thanks.
I'll start again when Adam starts speaking.
Go ahead, get it out, Adam.
I'm drinking wine.
There she goes again.
I'm still drinking wine. The question then is, I suppose, is where would you rank? Where does the ether? You were going to postulate.
Ether? What is it?
You see, you've ruined it now. Stop it.
Now, if you tell me what something is, if I know what it is, then it's easy to categorize them.
Yeah, you see, that's what I thought. First of all, I thought supernatural. Then I thought no, because then you've got to categorize it, and then it becomes natural, physical, doesn't it? Even if we're not able to describe it at the moment. The second you are able to describe it, it fits out of the supernatural.
I would have to. I would need with any topic. Not only that, with anyone, I would have to know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't arbitrarily.
So
Go ahead.
So, okay. So the point. Okay. So the point then, if you've got an effect that doesn't ascribe to anything physical that you could test for, and everything you've tested for, are you where would you have to dump it? You can't. I'm trying my best, and I'm trying.
That's fine. Take your time, man. Yeah, there's no pressure.
Yeah, I'm trying to work it in, which obviously is impossible scientifically. But if you're looking at those things, if you've got something where you haven't, we've excluded all the natural causes that you can possibly think of, but you still have this effect. Where would you categorize that effect? Is the question.
You'd have to get specific, Adam. I can't say it generally. I'm not trying to sidestep it. Okay. I just need something to work with.
So a ring laser gyro, all right, or whatever, a non-physical optical gyro of whatever description that exhibits different rotation, okay, or exhibits a rotation.
Did you say non-physical optical gyro? Is that what you said?
Yeah, not a mechanical gyro is what I meant.
Oh, you said non-physical. I said, wait.
No, you get. Yeah, I was a bit tongue-tied. I'm trying to think of. Oh, you've done me again. Right, so if you've got this observed synthetic effect,
okay,
yeah, giving you the answer. If you've got this observed synthetic effect, where do you categorize it? It's done. Nowhere.
You crack me up, man. You know that. I
was trying to get it in one of the three, but you can't, it's clear where it's at.
Yeah, it's. If you have an effect on a man-made object, it's very difficult to figure out the cause of that effect, right? In other words, I think we're outside the bounds of this question. I think it's down to, okay, what's your independent variable? What's the, no, not even that. What's the hypothesis? That's where it goes. That's where I always start with it, right? You have to go, it has to start with the dependent variable. It has to start there because that way you're tied in. You can't get out of it, right? Unless you change the dependent variable and then you have to change everything else. But that should be the first question. What is the natural phenomena observed? If you're talking about science, that's got to be the first question, right?
Yeah, I suppose when you've got the synthetic and you're going to use, because we use the synthetic for science,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with is you have to tie the synthetic to the natural and establish that scientifically. So in the case of a thermometer is probably the simplest example.
Do the thermometer then.
Get me? So you take it, you graduate it, you've got that synthetic man-made thing where you pressurize, yeah, and then graduate it again, certain temperatures, and you create your own convention of temperature based on what you do. I hate you sometimes. You get me? But you're at least, but fundamentally at that point there, you've tied the link to reality. And that's the point, I think, with regards to ether. We've not got any link between any observed synthetic phenomena within the apparatus and reality, what that has, where and how it binds to reality. Whereas with a thermometer, its purpose, it binds with reality, doesn't it? We can observe it. If we add heat, the thermometer goes up. Yeah, we can't add ether. We can say we go up in altitude or we do this and it changes. That's not ether. That's an observed effect. But we're then secondarily ascribing to it.
Yes. Yep. For like I said, just to round out this topic is I actually, to fit it in those categories, it's important to know first that there are 3 categories, not just 2, right? I guess that's the most important thing to realize, because if you start out with the false dichotomy, you're going to be all screwed up, right? You got to, at least you got to recognize the true trichotomy. Once you're there, then it's pretty easy to categorize stuff. You follow me? Right? And remember, it is the dependent variable that must be natural. That is the natural phenomena. That is your dependent variable. It can't be anything else. That is the most important. So don't say, "Oh, well, you're using a machine and that's man-made." No. The argument is, the whole point is, the natural phenomena must be natural. It can't be man-made, because if you have a man-made effect, then your independent variable every single time is man. That's the point. That's why it's non sequitur. So this is very easy. Be reconciled by an incoherent second grader in between iterations of Candy Crush, right? So it's got to be natural phenomena. I hope everyone gets that.
Candy Crush?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm at level 3000 something.
All right. Flat Arthur, I know you've been, hold on a second. Flat Arthur, he's been over there silent. Let me just say something. I want to apologize to you for the previous show. That there was a miscommunication between us, and I was a little bit, how would you say, harsh. So I apologize for that. So go ahead, sir.
That's okay, Kiwi. I mean, I'm overwhelmed. I forgot what I had to say. So, anyways, yep, I remember. Basically, the independent variable can be something that is supernatural, right?
Yes, but very limited cases. Where are you going to go with this?
Because what you just stored in those 3 categories, information and time were in the same category.
Yeah, time can never be an independent variable.
Yep. So if I can ask you to please bring up those 3 points, which are the criteria for something to be an independent variable.
You know what? I got rid of them. I'm going to have to go chase them back down again. Hold on a second.
I remember.
Now I get them. I want them for the audience. Hold on a second. I'll snatch them up.
All right.
You're getting rid of my wall Berlin guy looking through there, man. That's one of my favorite pictures. What's up with that?
It's tore down now.
Yeah, thanks for Captain Obvious. Hold on.
Oh, did you get reference back from you from them?
What? I think I think you rumpused Adam and then I rumpused you. Well, go ahead, Adam.
Just a quick question on Arthur. Does not the witch path mechanism?
Yep. So basically that. Oh, I did not get to you, Adam.
All right,
cut out for me.
Sorry, I got him. I didn't mean to interrupt. Are you still going, Adam?
No. Go on. I'll just ask a simple question. Doesn't that prove that it's...
Yes, I get your point, Adam. But I had a very pertinent question. So basically, John, when we were discussing this last time and we had this really great discussion about abstract and everything, what's the difference between something which is abstract and supernatural? Then John gave us the example of those three, while we were discussing those 3 points. For something to be an independent variable, one of the points was it must demonstrably exist. So basically, information as well as time demonstrably exist. Are we on the same page here?
No.
No?
No, not with regards to time.
So we can't say time demonstrably exists.
Can you show me time?
Can you show me information?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But those 3 points, the point of difference wasn't of something demonstrably existing or not. The point of difference was that we can manipulate information.
No.
Time.
No. Hold on a second. Remember, there's 3. The most important one of the 3 criterion. Remember, I said the most important one is it is the cause.
Correct.
Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
So, the example that you gave, just off the cuff, you gave an example of there being 2 roads and a deer running towards that bifurcation. Now, just by looking or not looking, you are manipulating information. That means you are either acquiring it or not acquiring it. But is that the cause of the deer choosing any one of those 2?
No, that's the wrong question. No, it's not. That's not the question that was going to be asked. No.
Okay.
No.
So how come information can be an independent variable, but time cannot?
You're going to have to ask the creator that one day that you're sitting beside, why is it the cause? I have no idea. It just is.
That's the genius of the witch path.
So,
why the hell does it do that?
Yes, exactly. I wish I knew, man. If I knew, I'd tell you.
No, but the simpler experiment of the same thing is when we put detectors on the 2 slits of a double slit experiment, right? So basically, we are acquiring or not acquiring information. But, you would say it is causing the effect, right?
Yeah.
It is the cause of the effect. So that's my thinking.
Yeah.
Just changing the information is changing the experiment, but we cannot demonstrate something similar with respect to time. We cannot
correct
manipulate time and make it change some kind of a dependent variable, an effect that we can bring using
exactly
time. Okay.
Well, number 1, you can't manipulate time, and number 2, the most important thing, it doesn't cause anything. Right? It's just the conceptual medium in which all events in what we call the universe take place in. Follow?
Mm-hmm.
So time can never be an independent variable. It's always constant or controlled. You can't. Now, if you put a stopwatch on something, you're just stopping the stopwatch. You're not manipulating time. You're not Doc Brown. Right? So, number 1, it can't be manipulated. Number 2, it's not the cause. That's important.
Yeah.
So, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
But then if we were to go by Einstein's theory, then by moving, you are manipulating time. You are causing time to change.
Here's the problem.
Just by your speed.
Here's the problem. Einstein never constructed an actual scientific theory in his life. That's the problem.
What was the photoelectric effect? I'm sorry for my lack of science knowledge.
The photoelectric effect, it was not a theory. It was a demonstration of a what or an is.
Okay. All right.
Or that was saying is photons, waves, or particles. That's a what is question. That's not an experiment. It's just a demonstration.
But he got a Nobel for that.
Yeah, he got. Go ahead, say that. I didn't catch that.
But he got a Nobel Prize for.
Yes, that's
only,
correct.
right?
Not for the special and general theory of relativity, though. That's not what he won that for. He won it for the photoelectric effect. Correct.
Right. So basically it comes under science, but actually he was not following the scientific method in any way, shape, or form.
Yes, for special or general theory of relativity, or neither the photoelectric effect. Like I said, it's just a demonstration. I'm not saying the demonstration's incorrect. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that the photoelectric effect is not in a scientific experiment. Follow?
Okay, it's just a demonstration.
Yes.
All right.
It's a demonstration of a what or an is. Cool? We good?
Cool. Yep.
This is some deep stuff, man. We're in the deep end.
But still we are at the question. Do you have an answer to the difference between abstract and supernatural, or there are overlaps?
The abstract and supernatural, most of supernatural will be abstract. It'll be without chemical formula or structure, charge, matter, momentum, or spin, or millielectron volts, kcals, or kilojoules.
So under thoughts, all kinds of things come, like love and peace and happiness, kindness.
Right. Yep. I would call those supernatural, right? They do exist, correct? Yes, they do. We all know that they exist. Obviously, that couldn't classify into the physical and natural. Those aren't physical. Did we already go over this?
Okay, so basically they are not man-made, but man-associated.
I would
and
say
supernatural, a cross between them.
I would say so.
Okay. Right, that's all I got. Thanks for entertaining me.
Yeah, I could see the smile on your face while you're talking.
Hey, I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, you're welcome back anytime, man. Like I said, I apologize. It was a miscommunication and I was in the wrong.
Yeah, I was in a bit of a shock for some time that day.
Yeah,
really
sorry
like
about that, man. Yeah.
I really respect you guys and I really like listening to you guys, and that was a bit of a shock. Okay, why you behaving like that? It's as if you were not even saying my name correctly that day. You were calling me King Arthur, King Arthur.
I was calling you King Arthur.
And even then when I tried to correct you, you made me shut up. Anyways, it happens.
We're good, man. You're good to go. Like I said,
it meant a lot that you even thought about it and you decided to message me personally. It really meant a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Arthur.
I do have a heart, and a conscience. So.
Yep. Just the previous day, I thought you didn't, but you made up for it.
Betty, you hear? Yeah, don't tell Betty that. Cool beans, man. Like I said, you're welcome back anytime. Adam, did you want to say anything?
I was just going to say to Arthur, look, that abuse, that's a positive thing. It means you're on the road to acceptance. Soon he'll be telling you to get stuffed, and then you know you're all right.
I'm sorry, but I did not get that.
I'm not repeating it.
That's all right.
Please.
That's all right, King Arthur. No one else did either.
I'm a poor guy from India. Please, come on.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
All right.
They never consider other languages and other stuff. You have to understand their English speech, and if you don't, then they make fun of you. Like with the word midget golf.
What?
Yeah. Remember that I talked about midget golf? Did I know that it was miniature golf in your language? I thought it was maybe the same. I didn't see anything wrong in it, and then I get sort of abused by it.
Sorry about that.
I don't remember taking the mic there, John. Ever, do you?
Yeah. I don't remember taking the mic at all with that.
But generally speaking, would you guys agree that English is illogical as far as pronunciation is concerned?
Yes, I would agree. It's
also a little bit of grammar.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
English is witchcraft.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I've
its
looked
problems.
into it.
Yeah, it has many problems. Correct. I can agree with that. Yeah. If you're not, now I don't know about the proper English. That would be more Adam's lane. But slang English, if you understand it, if you had many years of dealing with it, it makes a lot more sense. But just to speak generally, which I don't like to do, by the way. But
British English or American?
British proper English.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think that's even harder to understand because the British have some sort of understanding in their language that I think Americans don't get either.
That's because it's ours, right? And we kept a bit from them. When we won't tell them about it.
You captured it.
Well, there's an ocean between you guys.
The person who has the best understanding that I've ever met of the English language and all the derivation and meaning of the words is Orwin.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
You throw an English word at Orwin and he knows it. He knows it all. I remember him teaching Riley about a bomb. What was it? No, might have been a bomb. No, it wasn't a bomb. Honestly, he's the most knowledgeable English language. You ask Orwin. He knows.
yeah, he has a large words.
Vocabulary.
Yeah, that's the thing. I proved myself the lesser.
Yeah, that's very ironic. Yeah, thanks for showing everyone that.
Mm-hmm. See how I did that?
Yeah,
Made everybody look good.
that's what you do, and we love you for it.
Yeah. Well, I can make myself humble enough. Unlike.
Oh, here we go. All right. Is there anyone else in the panel? Anyone have any questions? Don't say great presentation or good presentation, QE. I'm looking for comments, questions, any problems.
Why do we get a disclaimer all of a sudden? Come on.
Yeah, because I don't really. Yeah. Yeah.
Now they're frightened, and now they'll make up stuff.
What?
I got a
Frightened?
question.
Ooh, there we got Neil.
Let me turn you up, Neil. Hold on a second. So everyone can hear you. You came in a little bit low right there. Go ahead, try it again.
Why is everybody trying to make time an independent variable? I don't get it.
Well, they're trying to more or less get the soap and the shoehorn out and try to fit it in there, or trying to put a square block through a circle hole. They're trying to do that because when you say science, that has a certain veracity. It has a certain validation to it, right? So you can't blame them for trying that little trick. But if you ever come up against somebody that knows like what science is and what they're talking about, you're going to go down in flames quick. Good? Does that answer your question?
No, that's not complete. I mean, with the time stuff, you can have change over time, which is sort of an evolution sort of hypothesis.
Evolution? What's that?
Exactly. So that's time over change over time.
Nope. That's a summary of the second law of thermodynamics.
Well, they say that the things will change over time, so that the species will evolve.
Oh God!
Yeah, that's why they need it in their little spiel.
They also
that's why everybody falls for that time thing. I remember specifically with Steve McRae, with him and trying to get him to understand that creationism is a thing and not evolution, whatever the hell that is.
What?
Yeah, and he was talking about two Petri dishes, right, with some stuff on it, and it having a reaction and putting it in the oven for a certain amount of time, and then he said that time is then the independent variable, right? So time changes the stuff that is on the Petri dish.
Nope. He's got the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. You said he put it in like a little oven?
Yeah.
Heat. What about nutrients? What about pH? Right?
What about fungus?
What
bacteria?
about fungus? I didn't think about that. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's something that they did, right? It's not the time. Time is the confounded variable or the control, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's not time. Time didn't cause. That's like putting a turkey in an oven, right? Right. Put the oven. Put the oven.
John.
Yeah, that's Heisenberg's turkey. I'm sorry, Schrodinger's turkey. You got the guys mixed up. That's just like the turkey thing, right? If you have an oven, you have two ovens, one on 0, the other on 450, and you put 2 turkeys in each oven. What's cooking it? Time? Well, if it's time is going to be the independent variable, the thing that's causing the turkey to cook, then the one on 0 would cook the same as the one with 450. Follow?
Yep.
There you go. That kills that.
But couldn't you turn if you've got the thermometer dial set to 0 and 1, right? Couldn't you just turn the time up on the other one?
Yeah, you could. You could turn the time up, sure. Yeah, that's not going to help you none.
That's how you make an independent variable. Time knob.
A time knob, huh?
A time knob?
Or just a knob?
Well, you'd have to be a knob to think you can, you know.
That's what I was going for. All right. Let's listen. We're getting a bit long in the tooth here.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't want to go past 2 hours.
Wow.
So we do have.
Was that the end of everything? Every presentation that you're going to do?
Is what going to be? What?
The science. Are we going to go over to something else next week? Can we remove the anchor?
No, I like that anchor. I want that anchor. The next time I come back to this presentation, I'm dropping anchor again.
Yeah, but won't we drop it somewhere else?
Where do you want to drop it?
Well, I don't know.
That's what I was thinking, Adam. I was thinking that same darn thing. Betty's absolute favorite, Black Swan.
I say you drop the anchor on Hillbilly Blue Balls. Which, by the way, we're not allowed to call him that anymore.
What?
Yeah, he gets offended. He don't want to be called Hillbilly Blue Balls.
I'm sorry, but you ain't getting rid of that title. That was earned.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'll defend his right to be offended.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Now it's staying Hillbilly Blue Balls, the redneck retard, aka the photosynthetic redneck, aka no marble science. Any one of those 3 will do, but they're not changing. He's earned that.
He's earning it more. He's doing Cavendish now.
Yeah, I know. I did a numpty clip. Of course, it's not out yet. Speaking of numpty clips, get ready. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., this shameless plug, we've got... Oh, hey, there's the presentation, Betty.
The thumbnail, yeah?
Yeah, it's the thumbnail with the volcano, the angel, and...
Well, if you would have said angel, right? But you said statue.
Oh, did I? I meant angel. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we also had another statue, and it was used for the logical fallacies.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I meant angel, and that come out. So, yeah, that's the presentation right there that compares supernatural, physical, natural, and man-made right there. That's the thumbnail for it. So, back to the Cavendish thing. Like I said, the numpty clips. I'm sorry. I went off on a couple different tangents there. On Wednesday, it's going to be Hypothesis Hopscotch, numpty clip with Sly Sparkane. And on Thursday at 2 p.m., it's going to be Shamalama Gamma Panda Ding Dong. He's earned that name with the South Celestial Pole. So get ready for those two, and then get ready for the bombardment of numpty clips for the next so many weeks, boy. Look out. They're really good. I love them. Like I said, I'm making them the sort of the centerpiece for now of the channel. Oh, back to Cavendish. Let me ask you a question. Why in the world is somebody going to do a 106-year out-of-date pseudoscience non-experiment? That's my question.
Because he's a redneck hillbilly.
There you go. That's why you heard his name. You got it. Ding, 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 ding. Correct. Now.
Well, that's what I said to Nathan. I said, listen, if he's going to keep acting like a hillbilly, he's going to be getting called the hillbilly blue balls.
That's
He's showing up with 3 containers and proving gas pressure without a container.
Yeah, that subject's over with. All right, AE. I think that's the first time I've seen you up here. Any comments, questions, concerns?
Hey, I'm actually Tap. I'm from the 24/7 Flat Earth Discord. And,
okay.
Not really any questions. Yeah.
Great presentation, huh? See, people don't dare say anything anymore, right?
Well, I want comments and concerns and questions. People have legitimate questions out there, man. Don't be intimidated. I won't get down on you. If something that I said during the presentation, any presentation, catches you sideways and say, wait a second, that doesn't sound right. I don't have a problem with people asking questions about that. Not at all.
To be fair, you were very patient with me during my cock waffle I went through. You know what I mean? So, a genuine question. I think the points you raise, which are to be able, and it's important, there's nothing wrong with coming and saying, I thought this was this. You heard me waffle to try and force something through, which I realised I couldn't. Do you know what I mean? But there's nothing wrong with trying to figure stuff out, because that's what these tools give you, the ability to figure out. But there are sometimes complex ones which do your head in, that you think you can figure. You know what I mean? And a lot of them are what have been fed to paint our reality. So I don't think if anybody comes in with a genuine question with regards to, well, what about this, that John had ever, I've never known him to chew anyone's head off other than Arthur's.
Not what a genuine one.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I think if you coming in with your standard ball of rhetoric that is curved, and expect what you get what you deserve, don't you? But
yep. Not with anything that the important part of that is genuine, right? If you got a genuine question, I know if it's genuine or not within the first 3 seconds of you opening up your mouth. So you're not going to get, you're not going to fool anyone, right? So if I sense it's not genuine, then that is, that categorizes in another classification, and it's usually reap the whirlwind. Go ahead, A.
Just a misunderstanding, right?
Hold on a second, AE. Hold on a second, AE. Adams, Rumpus, and Betty. Betty, say that one more time.
I said, or it is a misunderstanding.
No, that's not a misunderstanding.
Well, you had a misunderstanding, King Arthur there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I didn't say who misunderstood.
You weasel.
No, but the thing is that day I was thinking that the same thing that Adam was saying right now, that QE only wants people who are there to say nice presentation, QE.
No, that's exactly what I don't want. That's why I'm stopping it. And wait a second, before we move on, did I hear somebody call me a weasel?
Yes. You weasel. You weasel, you.
Too funny.
Although I do like weasels. They're nice little
Yeah.
Nice little petty little creatures that wiggle around a lot.
Whew, look at the time. AE wanted to say something. Go ahead, AE.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if you've covered this before, but like, in the live stream chats, there's the egg person or mighty egg person. His name is now. Do you think you'll be debating him anytime soon? Have you debated him? Or anything
Debate
like that?
an egg person?
Yeah, the egg person in fucking live stream.
Oh, watch out with the F words, dude. Watch, keep it clean.
Sorry. In live stream, he texts a lot of the time. I'm pretty sure he's a temp mod or something. I don't know.
Where he's a temp mod, so in which? Oh, in this server?
In this server, yeah. His name is Mighty Egg Person.
I don't know.
And he's a Globie.
Betty, can you help?
Yeah, I think I know the guy, but I don't know. It's
he's really annoying.
Who is it again?
There you go. I just pinged him. Puppy Lover.
Ah.
This guy.
Yeah, well, that's a done deal already.
That was done. I think the third day the server was open, he was finished.
Shit, bro.
Oh, yeah.
For fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Has it been recorded? Have you got a
record? No, it didn't need recorded.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
just ask him this. Here's how you get puppy lover. What's a hypothesis?
Oh, no.
That should do it.
Okay.
Oh, too funny, man. Puppy lover. That's. Are you trolling me?
No. I'm being serious. He's so annoying. Like, okay. I think he muted me earlier on in the live stream text. That's why I've got the role. He just muted me for no reason. I was talking to him about gas pressure, container antecedent. He was like, "Can you prove me this container?" Okay, bye.
Oh,
he
brother.
muted me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Is that it? Is that all we got?
Maybe get the temporal Mars off for a while again.
Is that all we got?
I think so, yeah.
Let's go with final thoughts. We got Adam, channel shout outs, and any final thoughts?
Oh, I mean, great presentation, QA.
Jeez, oh man.
No, cheers. I think it is. It's the end of I say, equipping people. I think it's been a really useful series. Time for the Black Swan.
I think so too, sir. I appreciate it. Any channel shout outs?
Only, again, a request. Obviously, I'm love to be able to try and get myself up to 1,000. I know I need to put some content on there, but anybody who would fancy subscribing to my little old channel, so I can get out there when we're allowed outdoors again in the UK properly, be appreciated. So just the making.
Hold up, I got a message. This is an important one.
I'm the link.
Sorry to interrupt you, Adam. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Go ahead, continue.
I'll spam the link, mate, and just like I said, that would be cool. I'd love to try and get those numbers up so I can go to live stream.
Oh, and be able to live stream. Yeah, that's right. I forgot all about that. Yeah, what can we do about that? Subscribe to the Adam Meekin, man. He is all that and a bag of chips. Right?
And Argentina shrimps.
And all the shrimps. He's all that. Got some good content. You'd be hard pressed to get any depth of knowledge on specific topics like shrimp, other than the Adam Meekin.
I'm looking at my channel, John, and it's basically the chocolate saying stuff, and intro videos for other people. A little bit of the Flat Earth conference back in 2018.
Wow.
2019. So Then just bits of like test streams for Iron Realm as we were setting up back in the day. So, learning OBS. There's a few bits on there, but like I say, it just be nice. I'm at 315. I know I've got a long way to go, and I think what I probably need to do is just put some of my old presentations on there. So
yes,
there's a reason to go there.
Yes, yes. Well, you need the content on there, right? That content or substance is going to bring them. So yes.
And I shall do that. But yeah.
And by the way, the Numpty clips, the admin, what you see for the Numpty clips is a large part because of the Adam Meakin. So thank you for that, sir. I appreciate it.
Look, I can't take out away from my artistic production crew, the BVV company, that it would look nothing like it does. You know.
BVV? Did you say BVV?
BVV Art Reproductions, yeah.
BVV, Betty Van Velzen.
Exactly. I want to go too far, you know, name drop and all that.
Interesting.
It would be blue if it weren't for you, wouldn't it, really? Betty, that's the point I'm making. It'd be complete opposite.
And Betty, that's right. It's the Adam Meakin and Betty Van Velzen who brought the Numpty clips to fruition.
It's a bit like being at home, Betty. Yeah.
Don't forget the contenders, right?
The contenders?
You know, the people that are doing the Numpties themselves.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Hold on a second. I want to thank all the Numpties for giving me Numpty content.
Yeah, because otherwise there would be nothing, right?
Nothing.
That's British.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Adam. I appreciate it. We'll get your numbers up, man. All right, Betty, final thoughts. Any admin?
Yeah, there is admin. There is a here it's truth, and it says great fun and presentation too. And then it's a laughing face with a sweating tear on his brow.
Oh yeah, with the great presentation. Yeah, I think that's gonna be. I shouldn't even said anything. Yeah.
And there's already one that's sub to Adam Meakin's channel.
Sweet
so
deal. See, there you go.
Oh, two. I think two. Yeah. Good, two. You got 2 subscribers. That's beautiful.
Percentage-wise, that's a decent increase.
All right, good.
All right, Adam. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, Betty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that was coming. All right. Final thoughts.
What do you want?
What do I want? No, this is all you. You can. The floor is yours for about. Oh, it's already too late.
Well, usually I have to shout out Nathan's channel, but he's not in the chat.
Ah, so no shout outs for Nathan.
Show that he's going to put out. I mean, where is he?
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe he did it before. I don't know.
Yep, we're just over 2 hours, so I want to thank everyone for that.
Yeah, he is going to put out a show, but he didn't give me the time. So.
Okay. Yep. Was that it?
I guess so. So shout out to Nathan and his channel.
Nathan is ace.
Yep.
As far as you know. All right, folks, hey, Betty, I'm gonna wrap it up. Good?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks for coming, guys. That's the end of the science presentations until BALLBUSTERS, because I'm going to do the same thing again. So Saturday is going to be the official last part of the science presentation. Not that we're not going to go back there every now and again. And when we do, I'm going to drop anchor on it. That's for sure. So look out for the Numpty clips. Like I said, they're going to be the cornerstone of the channel. The reasons why are patently self-evident, I hope, to everyone. And I love listening to them. Like I said, the link to the playlist is inside the description box, and it'll be there every single time. There's only 2 in there now, but don't fret none. It's going to get loaded up really quick. All right. I hope you guys enjoy them. It exposes the pretender clowns for what they are. Dunning-Kruger pretender clowns. That's what we got on our shoulders, folks. And it's going to expose every single last one of them. So remember, take no prisoners. No quarter will be asked. None shall be given. And remember, I'll be back.